pockets on women's jeans. They're like this.
Is it tiny? I wouldn't know.
I'm still trying to figure out how come I only have $21. I thought about this last night, and I was like, when we came back, I could have sworn, and now this is gonna turn into a game of Clue because everybody that was playing Monopoly is sitting in this room currently, and that's what actually brought everybody here.
Oh my gosh!
So we're actually not doing a podcast. We're going to go on a deep dive.
How much do you
to
think
figure out where my other money is?
What could you made some bad deals?
The only thing that the only argument that I'm willing to make is that I made a deal, and then I took all of my money and bought 3 houses. And because of that, I'm bankrolling on somebody landing on my property.
You just bought, yes, you did. Because right before we left, that's when you bought all the houses to put everywhere because you thought would end up on your house.
Right?
We just skipped.
Or did somebody just take my money?
Nah.
No.
That's exactly what you did.
You're busy being big.
When we're down to like one more round before we start.
You spent all of it.
Sleepy was the last person.
Yeah.
And then I walked away from the table, but the game was still going.
Because apparently they made a deal.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what makes me very questionable. So I think
the gameplay was already happening
for
before
the safety of everyone, I think UK, who's the banker, just throws me 500.
No. How do you justify that?
Because I feel like nobody can really say for certain that we don't owe me money.
Absolutely not.
Didn't take my money, so I think it's only fair.
Absolutely not.
The bank just makes it all even.
The onus is not on us.
Absolutely not.
So we're about unification here.
Yeah, we're unified against this cause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you're fired.
Oh gosh.
Again, this is getting old. You guys, you wanna see me, guys? Come on.
It's a bad stick.
It's a bad stick.
It's a bad bit.
It's a bad bit.
There are no bad bits. The only bad bit is the bit that you don't take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Rare form. Sam, roll that track. What's up, everyone? This is Dan and Richard with the Unapologetic podcast, where we're here to forge, destroy, and kill the way that you look at the business of entertainment and beyond. Let's strap in. Who are you?
I am your left side. Even though I'm on the right.
Thanks.
And I.
Oh gosh.
I'm not used to
UK, what's going on?
Hi, I'm UK. Pleasure to be here.
You're back off the streets.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time
You wait in the street.
On the streets.
You're on the streets.
I was on. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I can't wait to figure out what's hot on the streets, not in them.
Yeah.
It's very big. We have 911 on the tracks.
Whoop, whoop.
We have Hugo.
What's up?
Hugo's you going. And apparently Sleepy's
Is awake.
here again. Like what?
How did you pull that off?
I'm just trying to figure out how, like, can we get continuity at some point? I feel like every other day I'm looking at somebody new. And then I gotta give them a mic and I have to ask them if they have thoughts.
Where's Mercy?
That's what I'm saying. Mercy quit?
No, Mercy's busy.
She's been fired.
No, she's busy.
Why'd you fire Mercy?
But don't fire her. She was fine. She was
Look
fine.
at the boss over
She wasn't that bad.
She actually had thoughts.
She did have thoughts.
She was like, I don't have anything.
She's like, I have questions. I was like, wow.
She was up.
Are those questions?
I'll be acting like I can.
Is that active listening?
Oh,
Whoa.
Predictive programming.
Are those your eyeballs?
Sleepy's gonna be like, I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's what I said. Even right now when I threw it to him, he didn't have anything to say. He's mouthing things. Alright. Nonetheless, we might as well just get on into it. Why am I here? What are we talking about?
Film school.
Mm-hmm.
What's the money?
What?
Is it worth the money?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I work for Dunham Richards. I'm a 2-time university dropout baby. I would just say I don't think it's worth the money. No.
Okay. Well, as a graduate.
Who do I do this? Should I do like an opening of this? So you guys are just so excited, just jump right in.
No, go for it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because she's like already like, hell no. It's like I already dropped out. She's like, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, end of episode.
We're done.
We got
it. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Don't forget to get all of our stuff. Don't forget, go Opulent. Go Opulent.
Grab all the things that are behind us and go Opulent, go global.
No. Do your thing.
Go.
I'm just trying to
Let him
figure
do
Not
out.
on camera. Not on camera.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out, like, it feels like everyone's just, they're good, they got it.
They're fine. What's your unapologetic
This would be
thing?
like
That was a good
this is
episode.
like an Instagram story.
So fast.
The episode's an Instagram story now. We're doing Instagram stories.
For the
We're not-
kids, man.
We're no longer on Patreon anymore. We've been
Because
fired because of
Yeah.
our
Our
takes.
short, they should have short of what do we call it?
Our show,
Attention span.
Patreon shorts.
We have
Our
to.
show is so bad now that nobody's like, they're like, look, the best we can do is Instagram stories.
just
for
to
you guys.
TikTok more.
Yeah.
Shout out
Just
to
short, keep it
IG,
engaging.
they're a big sponsor. I mean, they
Like,
allow us to.
comment and follow for more.
Yeah,
Bye.
they let us be on there. So here's my thing is, we're just film school, right? So everybody usually. Here's how I'll frame this conversation. Some of you in this room have gone to school for entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to say the schools that they've gone to?
No.
No.
We're not
Do you guys have any schools that are in common?
Yes, definitely.
Who's that?
Why don't you want to say the schools you went to?
No.
Like, as in, like,
Name
a
dropping?
whole? Or just, like,
No, we don't name drop here.
yeah,
Why
no.
wouldn't we do that? It wasn't good.
It was
I mean, I could say my primary school. I don't mind that one.
Yeah,
we're not
primary
plugging
was
primary.
great.
You see what I'm
Were
saying?
you doing entertainment in primary school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
We
been
went to
doing
the
it all
same
her life.
school.
We've been
Yeah.
doing.
It's
Yeah.
been
I
there.
could
It's been a
got
thing,
masters
yeah.
before
Girl.
this one.
Okay, so
Yeah,
for
we can name
APUV, APUV,
What's that?
I wonder if 911 then in this moment takes what I just said and then reverses it.
Please
Oh.
Will
don't.
it come out?
Please don't.
That's fun.
Ah.
Why is everyone getting so quiet? You guys are all so excited.
I'm gonna beep over it. So, it's a
So the
Are we
common
censoring
misconception for entertainment is, can I be, or the question I should say is, can I be successful in entertainment and not go to film school? And if I go to film school, does it guarantee that I will be successful in entertainment? Right? Then it becomes all over the world, what is the value of film school?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the conversation, because there's some people that are wildly successful that have gone to Tisch, they've gone to NYU, Carnegie Mellon, USC, UCLA, AFI, what is it? AMDA, I think AMDA is a big performing arts school in the US. And then there's Juilliard, there's ABDA. That's in South Africa. I think it was here for a while as well. ABDA.
Yeah, it was.
It was the thing. And then they have like colleges that just have university programs that are with it, but the school doesn't necessarily specialize. So that means, like, when I say specialized, resources are not always going to fully allocating.
Yeah, it's just a department.
It's just a department, and the department oftentimes, like, there's certain times, like, maintenance departments get more funding than like television, film, or music departments. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what are our thoughts when it comes to that? Like, okay, let's start with this way. I'll help everyone, because everyone's wildly afraid. Please, I don't like the episode. It's okay, I'll
Oh my
help.
god. Okay.
Let's start first with, what do you think the benefits of film school or theater school, entertainment school is?
I think film school or theater school done right is definitely an advantage. You want that if the curriculum is specifically built to okay, there's two of them, help us. The curriculum is specifically built for that, and they actually fund the program. The whole school is about that, and they have practical things related to what's going on the ground in that specific industry at that point. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
UK?
The
benefits.
Yes, okay. The benefits, right. You can talk about the fact that they can teach you different techniques that you could use, but sometimes, benefits. They can also teach you like the history of theater. And in doing that, it could help in some aspects, but not in all.
Okay. You go.
All right. So that's enough benefits?
Yeah.
Okay. So some of the benefits of doing film school. You guys are looking at me so intensely.
So interesting.
Oh God. Okay.
Can't wait.
So some of the benefits that I have seen are okay.
Let me be more specific. Experienced.
Experience that I've
Yeah,
experienced.
'cause I think that's probably the word you were looking for, not seen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The benefits I've experienced are
For those that are watching on the thing, there's a lot of scratching in the face. People are really itchy.
no. I have them.
A lot of smiles.
Let me.
Just one.
A
Yeah.
lot of things where people
No. I got
I
it.
feel so good having.
I'm like, this is what everyone looks like when I ask the question, like, what are the benefits of film school? It's nice.
There's a glitch in the matrix.
No. There's
No,
one
okay.
more thing. Just
Yeah. Go ahead.
just
Go ahead.
okay.
You can.
Oh yeah, please don't. Feel free to jump all over each other
No,
for the answer.
It's just one more thing
Please.
that I forgot to say.
Yeah.
Getting to meet like-minded people.
Mm.
Yes, like the people that I met being Hugo, Left Side, Junior, Simba, Sleepy, all of them. That was nice. That was getting to know people that also were interested. That was good.
Okay. Did you go?
You go.
No, I didn't go.
No,
You
okay.
go. You
So let me go. All right. Anyways, okay, cool. So the benefits that I've experienced are getting to learn a little bit about the history of entertainment. There's more patience than there would be if you're in the career path, right? So let's say you're learning a few acting techniques, you're learning more of the technical things, you're learning a lot of the a little bit of the physical requirements that would be needed to get into actual film and
Absolutely,
television,
yeah.
and getting to understand what it would take
Yeah.
to a certain extent to do a lot of it, and then diversifying as well, because we were doing design, we were doing acting, we were doing a lot of the theory as well. So it wasn't so fast paced. Like you didn't have to
You can really take your time.
Yeah, you could really take your time and not have to worry about being replaced every 2 seconds
Okay.
by the next guy.
Yeah. What about Leslie? What would you say?
I think just to speak to some of the things already said, it's like when you know that you want to be in the entertainment space, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you also feel like you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
or you're unsure of how to start, or you maybe just don't have the courage to throw yourself into it, especially in this space, like in Botswana, for example.
Yeah.
So it's like I can go and get tools or insight on what the space is really about. You can give me a starting point, a launch pad.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will be doing like different things like stage managing, designing,
Right.
and
So
then
you're
you'll
just
be
touching all these.
yeah
places.
you'll be touching all these places, and then you also come to discover that you like certain things that you didn't even know you
That
could
you're
be doing.
interested. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like instead of being forced to like pick a thing, you get more of a buffet.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of touch a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just sort of like a launch pad.
CB, do you have anything?
Yeah.
Every time I throw it that side, it's just.
For me, the benefits is it created sort of a framework that I could go out into the world with, and in my sense, I just say is preparation to go to war, because yeah, it definitely going to war.
Okay. So my thought process is that I think that I'm like this with school in general. I think school is it's like the military in a way. Like I think there's some people that need a certain level of structure and need a certain level of help with being self-determined. Right? That they have ideas, but they need help with execution of those ideas. And as you said, maybe I have an interest in the arts, but I don't necessarily know what I want to do in the arts. I just know I want to be in the arts.
Yeah.
And you're like, I do like acting, but I've also, you know, you're like, I've also painted when I was at home, and then I would build things. And so you're kind of like, I don't really know what it is that I'm trying to do. And so it gives you a really nice launch point. As opposed to other people that might say, hey, I already know I just want to do this.
Yeah.
And maybe you want to go to a school, it's only that.
Yeah.
The problem is when you go to a school where performing arts isn't the major focal point, you end up having to do a lot of, like, the frustrating part of it is like, then you end up having to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That I was like, I remember even when I was in conservatory, when I was like 16, it was like, I know I just want to be an actor. And then they're like, yeah, but you're also going to go and build sets. And I'm like, but I'll never be building sets. Like in my mind, I'd already made it up that I was like, but I'll never be doing that.
Yeah.
The director didn't care because the director was like, well, here you will be. So I think that, okay, so we got that. Less about me because I didn't go to a university, right? So, so it's more. This is more of a conversation for you guys, where I can learn from you guys in this way, which is really interesting. So the downside. Okay, so we know that there's an upside, right?
Yeah.
Connections can be an upside.
Yeah.
Relationships, undoubtedly, which I think is probably
Definitely.
the most important thing in
Yeah,
anything,
definitely.
is the people that you ultimately meet. Because bare minimum, even if the space isn't necessarily conducive,
Yeah.
everybody there is there because they all want to do the same thing,
Yeah.
right? And I think that there is a value in that because you might be able to make lifelong friendships and relationships because of that. So, what is one of the downsides? I'll just stick with one because I know everybody has like 4 or 5, but I have a way that I'm going to craft this conversation so that everybody comes out winning. I'm very big on everybody winning. All right.
Okay.
So what would we say? Who wants? I mean, so you would just take it. I guess. Okay, UK. Come on. Downside.
Even though they try and give us the tools, they don't prepare us for what's actually there.
Okay.
Like the stresses and the difficulty of actually being in the industry. Of the auditions, all of that. You're not really prepared for all of that, like
The
how you
audition
set your
techniques and all that.
those how you're represented in your first 90 seconds, all of that. You're not learning any of that. They make it seem more easy when it's more difficult and cutthroat when you get there.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more. It's a great thing because I do remember walking into a university one time and it was like, hey, all these ones are like 4th and 5th years. They're like, great. Super exciting because now that you in your mind the conversation is going to be elevated because you're not like a first year where you're just learning what this is. And then I think we were gonna do a thing where it's like, okay, let's do audition technique, and everyone's like looking at each other and then looking back and like, did we learn this?
Being like,
What course was that in? And I'm like, and then and you're there not trying to make anyone look bad, but you're like. But that's how do you get what industry do you think you're gonna get in entertainment as actors where you're never gonna have to audition? What it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So to what you're saying, I think those become some of the things that become hard to be able to. Okay, I like that. That's a good one. Okay, you go.
Having actual lecturers that have been in the field. Like
Okay.
most of the lecturers I have experienced are those who went to school and then came and worked directly into, going into that. And then maybe they're doing something that they haven't done before. Like let's say you're a lecturer and you've been an actor and now you're asked to teach directing.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that mismatch.
And that's an interesting thing too, right? Because it's like, again, in no other industry in the world would you be able to realistically say, hey, I'm a plumber by trade, but I'm going to come and teach you agriculture. Right? It's like, but this is what happens when it's so textbooky that it's like anybody can read a textbook and almost just write on the board, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? So that's very true. Okay.
I should stop saying that. Anyway, the thing is, especially with like institutions where it's not a school just for the arts. It's so many other programs, and then the arts is just a department. You find yourself in an extreme school situation. So like with school, you know, you go to school, we're learning material, and like it's on top, it's compacted onto each other, it's compacted, and then you have to memorize it, and then it's squeezed out in a test.
Right.
So you're not actually internalizing the methods.
It's memorization over retention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is genuinely one of the biggest problems in school, because then you're not learning to internalize, you're just learning to regurgitate.
It's like everything in school in general, right? It's
Yeah.
not just in entertainment, but it's like all you're doing is you're going to school for the test.
Yeah.
Once you do the test, you're like, great, because that's the benchmark, right? It's like I just got to get to the test.
Yeah.
Learn for the test, and then the moment the test is done, if I were to ask you anything, you're like, I don't know, I think I did B on that one, right? Like I circled C. I don't know.
You don't even remember.
You
what
couldn't
it
even
was.
couldn't even tell you the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
In Africa, a lot of the parents, it's they
What do you?
they view this, though it's more education centered,
Yeah.
right? And entertainment is taken as, you know, it's just games.
Child's play.
It's child's play. So then, in a lot of countries, I say a lot because then there you have the Nigerias of it all. It's an exception where entertainment industry is actually an industry is booming. But then in places where, for example, in Botswana, the entertainment industry, the acting, from what I've seen, it's more or less tender based. You know, the projects that they get, they're tender based. You have to go.
So let me explain just for the audience that might be listening, because you brought up a thing, and eventually we're gonna do an episode on it. But I think that our audience is so broad,
Yeah.
and
No.
not every it's so. But just for the audience, because you bring it up, what a tender is that it's essentially like a government contract. The difference of it is the government, unlike maybe in the U.S. where you can get like a government contract. The government will put something in like the paper and say, hey, these are some jobs that we're looking to fill. And then you have to, as a company, will submit a proposal and an action plan, like a CV essentially, to the government. And the government will then say, we're tendering this company and we're allocating X amount of dollars to this company to do said job, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is here, as he said in Botswana, that even in the entertainment space, the government might say, hey, we want a TV series. And so they say, we want it to be 25 episodes, 30 episodes, 50 episodes. And we have X amount of money that we're going to allocate to do that. So then you as a production company have to submit a proposal, whatever your CV, your company profiles, and then if you get accepted, then you get the money to then produce the show.
Yeah.
Now, the other side of that's the downside, is that not everybody that submits, not everybody that can write a good proposal is actually good at actually doing the job.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that are just really good at writing proposals,
Yeah.
right? And then relationships obviously matter. But like as you said, in other places around the world, if you have a project, you don't really go to government
And say,
hey, I have this idea. Like,
Yeah.
if I was in the U.S. and I was like, hey, I want to do a short film, I'm not like knocking at the White House's door.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Not Nike.
hey guys, as soon as you get out, I'd love to talk to you about this short film idea that I got. So like, yeah. So just to give you guys context. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
And just to add on to what you said, the relationships of it all. Now, there's a higher chance, of course, that once they've given the project to one person one time, the same person comes back to the government and they bring a
Facts.
proposal. They're more likely to get the project than you.
Facts.
So to bring it full circle, now you're more likely to bump into lecturers who don't take the arts seriously because they're like, where are you gonna go? You know, because
Right.
they don't see the
the broader, that's interesting.
Because now in the university you're just in a department.
That is interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
the professors are like, we're going to teach you, we're going to teach from the curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
but are we getting into the weeds of it all? Because in our minds, potentially, there's no industry that you're leaving here to go into.
Yeah, do we need to?
Right, like what? Based off of what? You'll be, like I said, you'll be an accountant tomorrow.
You're an accountant tomorrow.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Or you'll come and teach their class.
Or you'll come and teach, right? Yeah, or you'll come and teach, right? Okay, Sleepy.
It's just basically around the same thing of they don't teach you when things go south in the outside world. They just tell you a structure, and they don't tell you what to do or how to maneuver around obstacles that you encounter. Because it's like they're gatekeeping some of the information, because they're just being hired to, I'm going to teach you, this is what I'm beginning.
Here's the curriculum.
Yeah, so I'm going to teach you
I'm teaching you the curriculum. I'm never going outside. And I guess that kind of leads me into my next question, which is, like, can you give me something that I learned, and then you come and you work, like, let's say you guys are here, where we're kind of, which is so fascinating, because we're like, people will think that we're super cutthroat, and I'm like, I get calls from my team, they're like, you should fire this, do this. So, come on, guys, like, relax, right? But in the contextualization of here, people look at us at OPEG as being cutthroat, even though in our mind we're like, but there's no other way to do it. Like, we're not a trade. Like, we are teaching and training, but we're a company. So you're here not to work for a grade. You're here to work for a salary.
This is a business.
It's a business, and I think that that's a difference as well, because it's like, again, it goes back to this thing I keep using over and over: coloring book to business card. Right? It's like, it's going from, hey, this is fun, and then you'll get a grade based upon your effort.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, your effort here is predicated upon the value proposition that you're bringing to the business. So, I guess let's dive in for a second and say, like, what was a common misconception that you learned, and then when you got here, you're like, oh damn, this is in opposition of what I've been learning.
The biggest one, live a life. Okay. So you get into a class, right? Starts off with theory, then you get into practicals, right? So then they teach you how to get into this pocket of living a life. But then when you get into this pocket, if these are the stage curtains and this is the stage, from behind the curtain, I'm still in the process of getting into this life, right? And then I'll come on stage, and then I turn it on. Then I'm living this life. But then you come out, and then you come and work, and it's like, but you were supposed to be living the life off stage.
Yeah.
Not getting into the life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You should wake up living the life already.
Yeah.
Like, on the day that you know that you're gonna perform.
Yeah.
I think especially when you're younger, because it's a muscle, and this generation can be very distracted. So it's like, if you have a super intense piece that you're getting ready to do, and then your whole day is like scrolling through TikTok and having fun and laughing and this, that, and the third, for you to get into the emotional depths that are required, you need a little bit more focus, right? And so that is the thing. It's like, between, hey, backstage I'm laughing and kiki, and it's like, hey, you're on. You're like, oh, okay. And then you walk onto the thing, and it's like, that's not, you can see it.
Yeah.
Like, you can start to see artists performing as opposed to artists that are living.
Yeah, facts.
Just so yeah, it's a great one.
Just to explain it further, if for those of you who might not understand, like, living a life, basically how it was taught to me is, the character is not just alive when they're on stage in front of you. They're coming from a place and they're going to a place.
Yeah.
So you have to be living that life, because what you're doing in this room, it might be the same lines and everything, but you're going to present it differently if you're coming from, I just got fired, or I just got a promotion. You're going to deliver, you still have the same, but you're going to
deliver the same lines, but your body mannerisms, your characteristics, and it's the whole thing. Is like, every exit is an entrance into somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so when the camera turns on, or when you walk on stage, the character didn't just become something when the lens turned on.
Yeah.
Or when you got on stage. They were living, and all of a sudden they just happened to walk onto this stage where more people can see you. But then after that, I go back to living, a life is happening, I don't die.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's the fluidity that is needed for great art, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes in a lot of schools, not every school, but we have certain schools that we're really honing in on, where they don't really teach that, right? They're just teaching on what you're doing on stage.
Yeah.
And then they say like, yeah, do the history and do that, but how do I pull it out of you? Because then it becomes, I can tell you those things, but have I myself done the emotional work to elicit and to pull out of the artist the thing that I'm asking for, right? You can?
For me, it's more on the seriousness of the situation, on how you carry yourself in the business world and when you're still in school. When you're in school, it's less on the sense of you must carry yourself in this certain manner and this and that. Being like, let's say I go to school and they say, we need you to be like this in a certain way, but they don't make it as serious as when you go there, they don't want you, like the whole thing, like 14 hours and stuff like that. You wouldn't expect that from a student. From a student, it's more, oh no, it's okay, you can just do this. You're a student, it's not serious. But when you get there, people are less, they less coddle you. It's more of the fact that they're like, we need you to do this, we don't coddle you, we need you to be serious. And you get so used to the fact that you're being coddled, basically, to being in a world where you're left with people who are like,
so would you say, and this is great that you're saying this, and this is why I love this, because so I was gonna audition for a conservatory that I got into, and it was a performing arts conservatory. The reason why I wanted to be in this conservatory was because it was hyper intensive. There was no math, there was no anything. All it was arts.
Yes.
And you had to do it. It was like you're gonna do like, you know, you're doing like 9 to 6, 9 to 7. And it's all it is. It's theory. It's this, and it's all the things. I got a scholarship to go to this university, this performing arts university, because I wanted to be in that type of environment.
Yeah.
The problem that I had, and so at least the question is, do you feel like you would be better suited in an environment where that's all you did, where I didn't have to go and do an English thing or a science thing and a da-da-da, where I'm breaking up those types of, I obviously never went to that one, because then they told me you can't work outside of this, and I was like, but I have to. And also the problem that I had, the downside to it, was for me, how do I know if what you're teaching me works if I don't get to go out and practically use it right now? Right? So there's a world that exists where I could be here for 4 years. You're teaching me all of these things, and then I get out there and none of the things that you taught me I'm able to apply. And but then the problem is, if they found out that you were doing that, they kick you out of the program. So it was like, so I was like, you know what? I know myself, and there's no way that
if you went to that conservatory,
there's no way that I'm just gonna sit there. Just no way.
There was no way.
So I'm wondering, do you feel like you would benefit from one of those types of environments where like that's all we're doing? Like if we are gonna go, then at least there's no math, there's no this, there's no that, and it's just that type of environment.
Well, in the sense of having it being very work-based, very tough, very serious, yes, I would benefit. But from the fact that I'm not gonna have anything else, like no writing, no learning from design, that would have been a bit of a problem, because I would have wanted to expand my horizons and do other things that I liked. But I really think I would have benefited from
more of a focus, more of a focus on that. Okay.
But on the fact that not being able to work, I don't know.
That's tough.
Because look at me right now. I'm still in school and I'm here.
And you're doing Dino with Diamonds, and it's like, so imagine if you're doing that, you can't do any of those things, right?
Not.
Yeah, that would be tough.
I think from my side, I'll go back to directing, because I felt, we were just let go, you know, like you go ahead and teach yourself, and I'll see. Yeah. Well, you go ahead and do that yourself, and you'll figure it out. No, it was directing a play. You had to direct like a fully fledged 1 hour play that you had to choose yourself, right? So in that sense, you can't translate anything that this person is teaching you because they're not teaching you anything that you're not watching them at all. You can't watch them directing anyone because they're directing you.
But how did they explain it? What was their...
It was, okay, here's the pamphlets. Go and read these books and these pamphlets, and then let's discuss researching about this particular play. Fine, we research about the play, we get the background, we get the character descriptions and all that, but then they'd mix it with design because they had to for some odd reason, I don't know why. And they were, okay, so go and get the characters' look and make sure you have all the color palettes and make sure you have all the lighting.
But in what world, I guess the question becomes, where in the entertainment world overall. And again, I'm prefacing this, and this is why I always kind of have to oscillate back and forth, because there's certain people, when I say certain things, that are watching from the entertainment space, or even that are not in the entertainment space, would just like to watch for the banter. We've done no bits yet. It's happening.
This has been
We've been very serious.
Pretty
It's
serious.
happening.
Which is funny.
No, he said it.
What happened? Did we bite off too much yesterday?
Yeah.
It's
I
all
think we may
the
have.
bits from
Did
Did we
yesterday.
kill all the
We
bits?
bit it all.
We're
still
The bundle
resetting.
has been.
we ran out of terabits.
Yeah, we went, not terabits, oh God.
Just a bit.
Yeah, we did. Now we're
Just a
back
bit.
on the bit.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a bit.
We put a bit in the mouth, and now here we go.
And now here we go.
Didn't
Yeah.
take much, just a
No.
little bit.
We're-
Ah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
we'll
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
nibble on the bits.
We'll nibble. Yeah, we'll just we'll nibble.
Just a
Yeah,
bit.
network. Can we get some bits so that we can?
So
nibble
that
on
we
them?
win. We
One
can
little
nibble.
bit at a
which
time.
Okay, so but when I'm prefacing this for a bit is that, and they're like, here he goes.
I
We
didn't
tried.
mean to
We
laugh.
tried. But like, in the real world, where is that practical? Like, you got to get to, for me at least, we try to create an environment that it's like, it would only get more intense. What you're required to do stays the same, but your expectation of execution is just higher. So at least it's like when you play, like I use the sports analogy when you're playing basketball. The rim is always 10 feet, right? The court in college and the hoop in college is not 8 feet. And then you get to the NBA and then it's 10 feet. Because now that drastically changes your shooting form, how you're getting in shape, what's required of your body, and. The court's always 99 feet in college. So that when you go to the NBA, it's still 99 feet, right? Now the level of competition is going to go up. The level of athleticism is going to go up.
Definitely.
Because in college, even though it's hyper competitive, there's still a world that exists that people can still get in that are not going to get to the NBA,
Yeah.
right? I think it's like less than 2% of college athletes ever actually go on to being a professional. Look it up. Look up the thing. It might be
That's
just fact
slim.
check me on it. But I think it's less than 2%. And if I remember, it's 2.6 or 2.7. And I might be giving too much. But it sometimes feels like in the theatrical space, in the entertainment space, to go to what UK was saying, that almost like the coddling. And I'm wondering because it's certain universities get their funding predicated upon how many people are enrolled in the program, right?
Yeah.
1.1 to 1.2% of NCAA college basketball players make it to the NBA.
Okay, so I was 100% off.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. Even when I'm saying, I was like, it might be it might be high. But I knew that it wasn't. So essentially, we're saying 1%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? It's safe to say that 1%.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know, 35,000, 40,000 athletes that are currently playing collegiate sports. And out of those, 400 of them, is that 400? Right? 400 is 1%? 40,000?
Yeah.
About, right? Will go on to do it collegiately. Now, most of those people, and then half of those numbers will actually make it out of a first year. 0.01% of them will ever make a second contract, right? So now let me pare it back to the entertainment space, right? How many, you just do it just because you're there. It doesn't matter, but type it into some engine, they'll get it. I just wanted to do it for the point. How many artists are in entertainment schools around the world, right? So like how many artistic students, and I'm talking about anything, I'm not necessarily acting, I'm talking about painting, sculpting, set design, and let's type that in and let's see. And I'm saying this for a specific reason, because if we just use, while he's looking it up, the 1% marker. The question then for me, if I know this as an artist, going into a school or teaching, creating a curriculum, what I have to do is I have to ask myself, am I creating an environment for the 1% to actually exist? Because otherwise, what happens is you check all the boxes, then you graduate with your degree. I got my bachelor's in fine arts, I got my master's in fine arts, but there's been no, I think in the history of entertainment, there's been no actor that's ever booked a job because of their university degree.
Yep. Never happened.
Where they're like, oh yeah, hey, you just don't put it on there. Like, okay, now they care about the school that you went to because that's interesting to doing the thing. Good.
Alright, there's no set number to say, but an estimate based on the US as of 2022, about 2.7 million artists went to university for that. That includes designers, fine artists, and entertainers.
Okay, so 2.7 million.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so there's 2.7 million, and that's just in the US.
Yes.
So let's just use the KPI or with that 2.7 million in the US. Let's just say that for India it doubles. There's 1 billion people in India, it doubles. So let's say there's 4.6.
Yeah.
Africa, let's say it's 4.6, right? So let's just say globally 12 million.
Okay.
Right? I feel like that's a hyper conservative number. From Australia to the UK, right, to the Middle East. I feel like it's a super conservative number, right? So let's just say there's 12 million artists. How many, let's say, I don't know if they'll even be able to have it, but like how many jobs are there in Hollywood? Like how many, like just do that number. Let's just say, like how many people are in Hollywood working right now? I'm interested to be able to see that. So, the reason why I'm saying this is because then as an institution, you have to tailor make your progress of what you're teaching to say, are we in alignment with setting our students up to be able to come and be a part of the 1%?
Yeah. And
right? Because then that becomes a problem. Otherwise, what am I doing? I'm going to spend 4 years, 5 years with a focus on the arts, and I might not even be able to be successful in the next country.
Yeah, the reality is they might not, probably aren't looking into interrogating all that. Am I setting up my students for success? I just want to get paid. This is a job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that to me is the thing that makes it interesting, because how do I, and I guess as we're doing it, it's like, because there's no expectation for more, right? And because you don't see more, because if more wasn't, and this is where sometimes it becomes hard with certain teachers, certain professors, where there's some that it's like they genuinely have a love to teach. Okay.
So we have a short version answer.
Okay.
Visual artists, as in drawers, animators, sculptors, we'd have about 12,000 to 15,000 active professionals.
That's that's less than 1% of the global population that's in the arts. Okay.
And then you have the creative crafts, which means like makeup, editing, and VFX, those kind of stuff. Whereas 30,000 to about 35,000.
So now we're at 45,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then performing artists, which is actors, singers, and all those people on stage, you'd roughly be at 150,000 to 200,000.
So 150. So we're about 200,000.
Yeah.
So what is that percentage out of 12 million, 200,000? What is that percentage? Can we do that percentage of what that percentage of it is? So out of 12 million, we're saying that we have, out of 12 million people that want this job, we're saying that we have 200,000 roles available. So what is that as a percentage?
What's 200?
Darn. That's very.
the odds are
The odds are stacked.
I don't is there a word that means more than stacked?
No. We need to stack it up.
We got it? What's the number?
Hold on, 200,000.
200,000 for 12 million jobs. Like, what's that percentage?
Okay, I'm just doing the math.
It's fine. I couldn't do it.
Why?
Left school when I was 15.
Oh God, really?
How many zeros in 12?
Okay.
12 million?
Six
Isn't it?
zeros.
Huh?
6 zeros.
6 zeros. That's what I was going to
That's
say.
about 1.7%.
Okay. So we're back at the number that I
Yeah,
originally
that
thought it was,
you-
right?
yeah.
Like literally we're at the number.
Yeah.
So using the college thing because it makes sense. It's already a number that's accurate. But again, what you're doing currently right now when I'm in the class, I really have to be asking myself, am I gonna be a part of the 1%? Am I what I'm doing? I mean, imagine there's 12 million, and we're talking about spread across all the disciplines, not in the one discipline. The reality of it is, if there's 6 million, but there's only 45,000 acting jobs, but there's 6 million actors, and there's 45,000 roles, and I haven't even gotten into the weeds, which I was like, okay, how many of those are 18 to 25?
Yeah.
How many of those roles are 25 to 40? How many of those are 40 this? How many of those are for black people? How many of those are tailored towards Europeans or Asians? How many of those are tailored towards male and women?
It's not all available to you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't get the whole landscape.
Yeah.
So you're probably talking about less than 1%.
Definitely.
You get it.
Definitely one. Yeah.
So then as I'm in school, when I'm sitting there going, okay, as I get older, I'm increasingly going into a more competitive, like I can say like right now, when I started, it was like, okay, you can go in for kids roles. There's a lot of kids roles, but the acting that's required for those kids roles are not as always intense as it would be for adult roles.
Yeah.
So I'm going from playing the boyfriend, the jock, the such and such, to where now you're like, hey, now you're gonna go play father of five, now you're gonna go play attorney, now you're gonna go play politician.
Yeah.
The actors that are in those pockets, like the rooms that I was walking into, I was like, I've been watching this person for 20 years.
Yeah.
And just like that, I'm now in their same bracket. Now it's like what's required now is so much different than when it was when I was like, I can just be the jock. And now you're like, no, the jock's no longer gonna get done. Now you gotta be the judge.
From jock to judge.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Speaking of jock to judge, talk about jock and jock.
Chuck, that's
Get our jock and
That
jock leather
plug,
bags
oh
is a
my
great
days.
plug. We're on the big
that
here
was
to say
amazing.
that. Yeah. We got our Tao wines, we got our Bongani cigars, we got our merch. We got
From the merch.
Unapologetic.
for this specific podcast, I think the Opulent Artist book, How to Build a Global Entertainment Career from Anywhere in the World, is very important for this one because the book not only is there, but it also comes with a workbook. And it's not just a book; it's a guide of like how do you make Hollywood from wherever you are. And as I say, I think that Hollywood is in your backyard. Instead of trying to go and clamber into Hollywood to try to be in that 1%, why not create that environment where you are right now?
Yeah.
Right? But right now we're in, again, all those are great. You guys will get it depending if you're in our $25 bracket on the Patreon. All of those things are available, so you've seen all that, and so hopefully you've taken advantage of those things. But as we move the conversation forward, I think for me, that is the most daunting thing when I talk about why you have to work the way that you're working. Because currently, right now, there's people that are working tirelessly.
Yeah.
Because, and as you say, it's like, the family structure doesn't always support the arts. But then it's like, if you know that and that's going to be the reason why you're not going to be successful, it feels as though you should do yourself a favor right now and just not pursue it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because otherwise you're wasting all this time. Like, well, I would have been successful, but my family. Well, if you're going to have, because we're talking about the 1% here.
Yeah.
In the 1%, we can't hear stories about, well, because Go-Go didn't support me in the village and wanted me to do this, such and such and such and such. That's not going to get the job done.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find something else. Otherwise, it seems like it might be better for you to not waste 4 years of your life, because now when you come out, you're older. You'll be 24, you'll be 25, and you're no longer the 18-year-old that can do the High School Musical.
Yeah.
And in addition, even once you get to the bracket which you are in now, You know, it's not like now you're like, okay, cool, now I can get the job. In that bracket, there's 50 other million people who look just like
you.
wrapped around the building.
That have all been doing it. And while you've been in school,
They've been
while you've been in school learning about, Thespis, right?
And Aristotle.
And Aristotle, they've been in audition rooms, building relationships with casting directors.
Getting reps.
Getting reps, time on task. And now you're out of school and you're like, okay, now I gotta go do the thing. You're like, and then if you're looking at it from the US perspective, European perspective, you're in debt. And that debt starts to kick in pretty quickly. So now you have this crazy thing where you're like, okay, I'm going into an industry where only 1% makes it. 0.6% will make it from what I'm doing in acting. Less than 0.3% of them will have a sustainable career in doing it, right? And I have to pay bills.
Guys, what are we doing? Let's go get day jobs.
This is
I would rather die.
I don't know about
But you get what I'm saying? It's like, and this is the hard part, and this is why I think for parents, and this is why I wish that even for parents, when you're tailor making this for your young artists, I would err. My respectful suggestion would be more on the side of let's use data. And I'll tell you this story. I remember when I was in 6th grade, so I was like 12. Everyone was going around the room, and they were all talking about, hey, what job do you want to do? And they're like, I want to be a scientist. I want to be an astronaut. I'm like, great, Timmy. You'll be an astronaut. Then it got to me like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be a basketball player. And she stopped the entire class.
Oh boy.
And started drawing diagrams on the board about the percentages of athletes that actually will be that. She stopped the whole class. When little Timmy said that he wanted to be an astronaut and walk on Mars, it was like, wow, that was great. You know, when little Susie Q decided, like, I want to go and float on lava. She's like, well, I hope you bring your floaty. And then when I said I want to be a basketball player,
She said,
Got
That's
some
the
for you.
one.
she stopped the entire classroom to do diagrams, essentially saying, this is why you'll not be a basketball player.
Yep, you're not gonna make it.
Have other dreams.
That feels very hateful.
Yeah.
And I remember being the only one that she did that for in the class. And I remember sitting there going, okay. Well, you know, like, I mean, I'm glad I didn't say be an actor, right? But it was one of those things where obviously I hated it and I still talk about it. I mean, imagine that was like, I was in 6th grade, like, I don't know, like
12.
10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Or 12 years ago? Yeah, was it? Yeah, because I was like, would have been 12 years old.
Yeah,
6th
12
grade?
years ago.
Yeah, and I'm 24 now, so that's...
So that would have been
12
2014.
Yeah, so I would have been 20, so I've been 12 at that time. So now I'm looking at it and I'm going, as parents, I would sit down with my young artists and I would say, look, I'm happy to support you as long as these numbers don't scare you. What that means is that you're gonna have to do more than just being in class to get to that 1%. You're not gonna be able to just do class from 9 to 5 and then come back and then tell me that you have homework. Well, you're gonna have to do something else. You're gonna have to go and be in another arts thing. I'm gonna have to get you private coaching. I'm gonna have to do that. These are the things that are gonna be required. But I feel like so many of this generation says that they want to do this thing, and they somehow think by osmosis because of what social media does. Like now, a lot of us guys are doing more social media things, and you're doing it intentionally now. And now we're like, okay, your goal for this video is to get 500 likes. You're now seeing, damn, it is hard to get 500 likes. But so many people were hedging on, no, I could just be successful if I just decide. And now you're looking at it like, actually getting 50 likes is tough. It's tough. And that's on social media where it's free. Where the like doesn't actually cost anybody that likes it any money. Now you're saying, no, we're going to go into a multi-billion-dollar, $100 billion corporation, a $2.2 trillion business, and think that I'm just going to show up and you're going to like me. It's giving not delusional, it's giving institutional.
Not Oh God.
Do we have thoughts? What are our thoughts? Do you grab our Jock and Jock bags? Get our
do grab our Jock bags.
Actually, and the
and get out of here.
Bongani cigars,
Clearly.
wines. And then in addition to that, everything for me, like all these discussions, I've realized the pattern, right? I've cracked the code. At the base of it, you have to be knowledgeable. You cannot under any circumstance, not be intentional with what you're taking in.
Yeah.
And you cannot just be in cruise control.
Yeah.
Because the competition is tough. Life is real. Just be knowledgeable. Be knowledgeable so that you're prepared to do the thing that you say you want to do.
Yeah.
And that phrasing is very intentional also, and it's something that I learned when I got here. To do the thing, mind you, I didn't say to do the thing that you want to do. To do the thing that you say you want to do, because saying you want to do it and then actually
doing the
it,
thing that you say you want to do
it's
is
very
not the same
different.
thing.
It's not the
It's
same
not
thing.
the same thing.
It's not easy.
And you have to live, and you really do have to get to a space where you have to be very realistic, right? Like, I think that there are points in people's lives, like we had this conversation for the podcast where I was like, some people have a television look.
Yeah.
Some people have a theater look.
Yeah.
You may sit there and have gone through all of school wanting to be an actor, but really you probably should be a set dresser.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your actual thing. So then I say, like, well, let's frame it. Do you want to be in the entertainment space, or do you only want to be in the entertainment space if it's how you want to be in it?
Yeah, and Jordan, you have an advantage if you've actually taken the time to interrogate these things.
You see what I'm saying?
Because now if you realize, you know, my face is for film, or my whole thing is for theater, you the other person who hasn't figured it out yet, they're the ones in debt.
Now they're in debt.
They're
These are those types of things that I think about for the younger artists. It's like, but you're not actually doing the work that is required. And I'm coming from the place where that's what they're doing, and I'm telling you that's not going to get the job done. There's high schoolers, there's 13-year-olds that are outworking you, and you're 25.
Imagine.
Right? But you guys are both going to walk into the same room.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right? But unfortunately, you'll never get to the bridge because you won't know where the bridge is. Because it's like, oh, well, I'll get to that audition. How will you get to that audition?
You're not
You won't
even
even
in
know
the
the
game.
audition exists. With what agent? With what manager? You're not in the game.
You're not in the game.
Right? And so when we bring it back to the university aspect, that's why there's certain university institutions that's what they specifically specialize in. Where they have, like, I think, what's her name? She played it's almost ridiculous that I can't remember her name right now. The reason why I'm not saying the name of the show is because I feel like I should have had her name. Jason Bateman's wife on Ozark. What is her name? Super talented actress. Yeah. She comes from Hollywood royalty, really, and she's
What else has she been in?
She plays. She's in a lot of things. She's also in. What is the other one that was on?
Laura Linney.
Laura Linney. So Laura Linney, she's won Emmys, like she's top. Laura Linney is also, I believe, like, she also will go back and do things at, I think it's like NYU or Juilliard. I can't remember which one. You look it up, Sam, on what her role is at one of the. But this is an actress that's living the life, that goes back to the university and is able to say, hey, this is already a hyper intense university, which is great, but I'm coming from and currently doing the things that you guys are saying. So when I come back and I'm telling you guys, this doesn't work, you should probably listen.
Because it doesn't.
You can't sit there and go, well, here at the university, this is the way it is, because it's like, no, but you're not, I've won Emmys.
Yeah.
I'm working right now. I leave here and I'm going to set.
Yeah.
I'm here because I'm trying to build this. So come with an empty cup. And I think that sometimes universities, especially here on the continent, there is a different level of gatekeeping because, again, it's from a financial situation.
Yeah.
Because the arts are just only now starting to become something that people are paying attention to. So it's massively and wildly underfunded. And there's places like that in the US, but it's not hard to find a performing arts high school or performing arts colleges that are well funded.
Yeah.
But they're well funded because artists, directors, producers that have graduated from those institutions are taking money and pouring it back into it. Juilliard. So that's the same place, that Viola came from and all these other places. And then you have NYU and you have Tisch. These are hyper competitive universities that have massive, let's just do it today because we're here. Look at Juilliard. How much foundational money does Juilliard raise every year? Foundational money. When I say foundational money, I'm talking about people that raise money specifically to go into the program at Juilliard. And what that does is it gives students access to more,
Yeah.
right? So for me, this is what I would be doing. This is what we try to do at some of these universities by coming in and say, look, we're not foundational money, but we're paying with our time. You know, some of these places we've done thousands of hours of free in the hopes that there can be a more. But the problem is you can't teach there full time because I have to go and do the thing. Otherwise, now I'm just a professor.
Yeah.
And I have to go and practically do the job that everybody says that they want to go and do. Right? Sam, do we get a number?
Major donations. The school regularly receives significant gifts, including 20 million from the On Hold Foundation, 50 million grant from the Crank Start, and 10 million raised through the Green Scholarship Challenge.
Okay, so let's just use conservative. That's $80 million US a year that's going into Juilliard.
Yeah.
Do you think that Juilliard, when you're like, I want to get into Juilliard, do you think Juilliard's playing with you at the audition to get into Juilliard?
Absolutely not.
They're like, we have $80 million that's coming into this thing. I'm not interested in, I'm passionate about this thing. It's going to have to come from a place. That it's not your learning ground.
Yeah, no.
In the same way, which means that I had to come out of high school on go.
Yeah.
There's something here a bit more recent. Let me read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Juilliard launches $550 million campaign to go tuition free.
You see? So now imagine, they're like, we'll pay for your tuition. What do you think our expectations are going to be?
You better be able to fly.
You get what I'm saying?
Above the mountain.
This is not, I'm coming in, I'm going, well, I don't know, maybe I want to paint a little bit. I kind of like to dabble in sculpting and set design, and then you're just like, yeah, come on in. But what Juilliard is doing is they're saying, this is how the entertainment space works. This is what we're building right now. Yes, you're not going to get coddled, but what you get borders. It's like in bowling where you can put up, so you don't go into the gutters, you can put up those little gut things so your ball doesn't go into the gutter. That's what Juilliard's going to be. The ball's still going to be there, the pins still have to be there, the length of the bowling alley is still going to be there, you still have to do it. We're just going to make sure you don't go fully into the gutter. We're not going to say, hey, maybe I want to play bowling a little bit, now I want to do pool, maybe I want to do the beer, maybe we don't have time for that. So if you're an artist as a younger artist, my respectful suggestion is you have to get into a more hyper-competitive environment. And if you don't have it, you have to create it.
Yeah.
And if you're uncomfortable, that's exactly what you want.
That's exactly what you want.
I said that the other day for my Unapologetic.
Yeah.
But being in an environment where you're literally encouraged not to do that is probably one of the hardest things to do. It's not even wanting to be in that environment. Like saying, I want to be uncomfortable, and being taught that it's not okay to be uncomfortable.
But what time do you get done with school? Just give me an average day. I get it. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 9.
Let's say 4.
We'll say 4.
Yeah.
Okay, great. If I'm 21, I don't have to go to bed every night until midnight.
Yeah.
That means, let's just say I decide to take 1 hour for lunch to do something. I have 7 more hours where I could go and create and be in an environment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about for the accountability of the individual. Because then what you're doing is you're leaving the onus of all of my potential success in the future onto an institution that I've already identified is not going to be able to give me what it is.
Definitely.
This is where the issues for me come in. Because it's like, where is the accountability aspects? Because now you're going to go into an audition and say, well, the reason why I'm not good yet is because the college that I went to for 4 years did it. And they're going to say blah, 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 next.
That's not our problem.
That's not what you're here for.
Yeah, facts.
So you're setting yourself up so you can tell me a story. And that's why I always say, for the lack of preparation comes emotional manipulation. So now you want to emotionally manipulate me about the reason why you're not prepared for something. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but you only go for like 7 hours of the day. And there's 24 of those puppies. And you're like, but I want to get sleep. Okay, so you don't want to be successful. Well, that's toxic. That's fine. You'll be toxic over there. And we're going to call the next person in that wants to be a part of the thing. And they'll figure out a way to make it work for them. Again, I'm not telling you that you have to do it. All I'm trying to do is support you in the thing that you continuously say that you want to do. right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this is the mechanisms that you have to do that. You're gonna have to do 18-hour days.
Yeah. Fact of the matter.
Yeah, because even in that aspect, it becomes a thing of the environment is very calm. The environment is very blasé. Like, just come for this class. Then after this class, you have this rehearsal. After that, I don't care what you do.
Right.
Go home, do whatever.
That's your business.
Because I'm going home.
Yeah, because I'm going home.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I might tell you I'm going to be in the office, but
Probably not.
Let's be serious about it.
Anyway.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And how I'm in the office is not the same thing. It's not like I'm in the office for us to do something.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your classmates are all, let's go get ice cream.
Yeah,
Right.
let's go
It's
have fun.
Let's go chill.
Yeah.
And then you go there and you chill for 4 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Now I gotta go home.
but guys, no, we have an exam tomorrow.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Happen, you always get those lines really easily. You're fine.
You're gonna be
And
perfect.
so,
like-
and so there's no work ethic.
No.
Right.
There's no work ethic.
Yeah.
But then you come into a space like now. You come, you go out, you learn things. Then you come back, and everyone is like, "What is wrong
You're
with
different.
you?
What happened to you?
Why are you doing? You're doing too much."
And you're like, and what
calm
you
down.
say is like,
Yeah.
I'm working to get to the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And again, this is the entertainment space. And again, I hammer this thing over and over because it's like in any other job profession, if you were wanting to be a brain surgeon and they're like, I'm working for 18 hours a day, they're like, bro, you got to do that because you're like you're getting into a brain. Your scalpels, you're this, that, and the third. Like, yes, you got to do that. There's nobody that is an MD that's working for neurosurgeon, this, that, and the third, that from 9 to 5 when their classes are done are going to get ice cream for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Right? They're sitting there, and unfortunately, this is a real thing, they're sitting there taking Adderall, they're taking every single stimulant possible so that they can stay focused because they're like, we have practical tests and we have to do this, we have to do that, and there's no world that's going to exist. Because even when you become a neurosurgeon, you're working in these 18 to 20 hour shifts. You're doing the 3 days on, 3 days off thing. So already your psychological state has to already be built to be standing on your feet, locked in and engaged, to be locked in on a brain for these long surgeries.
Yeah. And they're always learning something new.
You have to.
Every
Use
day,
the
yeah.
new technology, everything.
And you keep learning new things about the brain, and there's new problems.
And the new
ways
scalpels
to
and the new technology. But when it comes to the arts, it's fine.
Good. Relax.
We're just drawing. We're playing.
Relax. Actually, other people in other sectors of school will come and say, "Oh, I just came here because
I wanted to do
I wanted to
something
do something
easy."
easier and
Right.
to just have a break from something
That was
tough."
him.
That was me.
He said that literally in
I
the,
was so fed
in the diamond cut, in the
Yeah.
diamond cut that we have on our Patreon for those that are on the $25 one.
Yeah.
He's in law school and then he's like, "Oh, I just want to come and decompress and they have some good mirrors for to look at myself in."
My drip.
And then here, you know what I mean? But that's how you looked at it.
Yeah.
You didn't look at it as like, "Oh, I'm going from one hyper environment to another hyper environment."
I
You're
wouldn't
like,
have gone.
Yeah.
bro.
yeah.
But it's like it's even with that when I first enrolled for science, right?
Mm.
And after I eventually convinced my parents for me to be like, I'm gonna do the arts. Then my mom was like, "Oh no, but it's fine, because doctors don't have lives and they're always working 24/7. Look at me now."
Right.
And they wonder,
Right.
they're like, Nana, when
Right.
are you coming home? I haven't seen you in months. Ma'am,
Ma'am, I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm working.
I'm
It can't be that bad.
It's like, but you
It's
said you're
that
moving
bad.
away from the profession where you don't have a life and you work out. I'm like,
But this is
unfortunately.
and so to this point, the reason why this is great is because the value proposition that you guys get in a position of is that because Hollywood now is much more global,
Yeah.
when people are trying to do projects and they want to do things, they cannot find a lot of people that have the type of work ethic on the continent. I'm not going to speak about it in Europe or anything, but on the continent, because again, as we said, on the continent, entertainment is not looked at as this 12, 14, 15, 16 hour a day job that is hyper competitive.
Yeah.
So when people are coming with international projects that want to do things in Africa, they end up having to spend so much more money to bring people from over there to come over here to do the job that people here should be able to do.
Yeah.
But because the environment doesn't lend itself to that, now for you guys, it then becomes we're already being tried through the fire. So when an international production comes and they say, "Hey, yeah, we're doing 18-hour days," you're like, "Yeah, I already know that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we
Bring it
have
on.
this
We
type
didn't
of
expect
expectation.
anything less.
We have that
Yeah.
type of expectation and this, that, and the third. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. And it's like, wait, what do you mean it's fine? Or do you have the technology to do that? Do you have cameras? Do you have people that can edit? Do you have this? Like, yeah, we already have that. Wait, you have that? I know this to be true because I get this all the time.
Yeah,
Every day I get on the phone and they're like, wait, you have that? Because we can't find it.
Yeah.
And these are major production houses. So that's what the vision for us in doing, and for OPEC and what it was, the foundational principle of investing in the entertainment chain in Africa was because we already identified years ago when I even came, and I remember speaking to Network about this on the phone. I was like, why are you going Africa? I was like, I believe that in 5 years, he'll tell you, I'm not lying. We had this exact call. I was like, because I believe within the next 5 years, everybody's going to want to come to Africa.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Remember, did I not say that?
Yeah.
And I had that with them in person and on the phone. Well, when I got here, I was like, I have no idea
What
where,
I'm
like,
doing.
Where
what
I
is this
am.
Where
gonna
am I going?
But you get the vision, and then you gotta like get into the weeds
Yeah.
and stop and tune out the noise. When everybody's saying, yeah, but this not gonna happen. Now the industry. I mean, since I've been here, it's like there's been COVID, and then there's been the Hollywood lockdown, and then the shutdown, then the writers' strike, and then the actors' strike. Like there's been so many reasons why everything about this should not work, and yet more and more people are coming.
Yeah.
And more people are looking to do things. So that's why I say like being able to be surrounded and creating an environment where everyone can be and exist is so important, because even when you go to these universities, especially here, they're not primed because they haven't seen.
Yeah.
Right? And so I don't get upset at them. Like I don't get upset with anybody that hasn't experienced things.
You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. The problem that I have with that on the other side of it is you could know if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You don't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to. All
And
the
you don't have
information
to,
is
and you
there.
don't have to fight the person that knows.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, these are also people who've gone to other productions
Outside.
outside.
Right.
They've been to Canada.
other
They've been
continents.
Yeah.
They've been to the U.S. and
Yeah.
then they come back and they're like, oh yeah, so we're just gonna chill, guys. So, so you're gonna do all 50 of the work that like 6, 7 people in a production are gonna do. And I mean, I'll give them this. There were 5 people in my class, from start to finish, 5 people.
Yeah.
And that was it. So, and the funny part is, like, if you were sick and you couldn't do your part, there was nobody to do your part.
There is no show.
So, yeah, the competition was it's just not there.
It's not.
It's just
and
not.
It's a different thing when you're working for a grade
Yeah.
as opposed to working for a job.
Yeah.
Right? Because we all have done it. I did it when I was 14.
Before you dropped out of 15?
Yeah, when I got out of 15, so I pulled the plug. I was like, this is it for me. My
done.
family was so not happy about that. It's like, you're gonna do what? I was like, yeah.
Wow.
I can't do another summer school, guys.
Ish.
And I was like, it was like worse because I was gonna fail summer school, and I didn't want to go. So it was like I gotta now go, and because I'm not like I don't like waking up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I'm really grouchy. I stay up super late because I feel like I create better when it's at night. So everything about the creative space just doesn't lend itself. School just doesn't lend itself to my personality. And again, what's fascinating is, it's not that I don't have like an extreme hunger for data, math, finances, business, history. It's like everything that school is supposed to teach you, I love doing. I just don't want to do it between 9 and 5.
But also the way that they teach.
And also the way that you teach it, right? Like I am very much more Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Can we get out in the world? Can you show me the thing?
Can we actually be?
Yeah, take me to a
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
and then have the art. Like one of the things that there's some schools that will do is like in New York, they will take their students to like a matinee of a performance, and then the artists that are some of the artists that are in the show, they will set up chairs on the stage. And the students can interact with them and learn, and then they'll do something where you can also do like what is it called, an attachment to a design or something like that. So you can actually see while I'm in school doing the thing, but that's your whole thing. The problem is when your attachment becomes I'm attaching to people that aren't really doing anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you the level of competitiveness so that you can really filter out. Because I feel like university overall is the filtering out process. For you to decide halfway there, I think the average, type it in, I believe that the average university student changes their major 5 times before they leave school. At least at the university. I believe it's 5.
Yeah.
I don't
Network
know.
is saying 3. I think it's 5. Check is just the average. But I think it's 5. But because that's what the university for a lot of people are. The problem is you can't do that if you're going to university for football, for basketball.
Yeah.
That's what you're going for.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And you might have you'll have your major tomorrow, but the reality is these top football institutions that are getting hundreds of millions of dollars a year in donor financing, bro, we have somebody that will pass you.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to be the quarterback.
Average number of changes is often cited as 1 to 3 times over their college career.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Because I did 3.
okay,
1, 2, 3,
okay. So there you go. Okay, mine 0.
0.
Mine,
0.
0.
Yeah, 0.
0.
0.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, do we have any final thoughts? It was good. I think we did. It was
Yeah,
very.
I
It
think we.
was very
we
on the
hammered it.
nose.
Yeah.
Didn't do a lot of bits.
No.
It's kinda, I mean, it's cool.
You nibbled on him a bit, though.
I did nibble on him a bit.
Yeah.
Do you have final thoughts?
To the importance of this conversation, though, especially on the continent. And I'm gonna do it differently this time. I'm not gonna tell you my unapologetic take, what my unapologetic take is, but rather I'll frame it as what I think your unapologetic take should be, especially as an African, a young African artist or aspiring artist on the continent, right? Your unique value proposition is you are actually on the ground. And these people, they're coming this side. That's what all the trends are showing. If you do your studying, if you look into it, everybody's coming here. Be prepared, stay on task, be intentional with everything that you do. You're on the ground, no one else is. Get to work.
UK?
My unapologetic take would be the fact that, yes, school is important, but it shouldn't be my main focus. It shouldn't be what pulls me and pushes me into what the actual industry is. So I should still look and research and learn more about it on my own rather than fully falling into, no, they know everything, they're gonna show me, they're gonna lead the way. I cannot.
Like that.
Don't go to school for a test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go.
Quit school.
That's the person who
Work
finished
for Dead and Richards.
Every single
As a person
time.
with a degree.
Every single time I say
Work
that,
for
they're
Dead
like,
and Richards. Hit me up, I'll tell you what
I've
exactly
been trying
it
to
is.
tell these
The
people.
best part about it is like says the person with a degree, and we never asked her for her degree.
You've
to come
never,
here.
not once,
Never.
did they say, oh, by the way, Sabaha, bring your
Can
degree.
I see a copy of your degree?
Can I see that real quick? That's what I'm trying to tell
Can I see
y'all.
can I
I'm
see
trying to
your
tell
degree?
y'all, go to work.
Alright.
Stop
But
going to
but the
school.
trap is here is because in especially in Botswana, the difference of it is like people get something like a stipend to go to school.
Oh, facts.
In other places around the world, they would quit school because they're like, I have to go work a job, or they're going to school and they're doing the job.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, when I'm done with my 9 to 3, 9 to 4, I have 1 hour to go into transit to go to my job and do that job from 5 to 10 or 5 to 11. Then I gotta go home, study, and create on my own, go to bed at 1 or 2, wake up and go do the same thing again. And that's why they're kind of, when they finally get an opportunity, that's why they're like ravaged animals. Because they're like, no one's paying us. But I guess, no, maybe to the other side of that, I guess if you get scholarships, you're essentially getting paid, right? Because the scholarship goes to like housing and food.
Yeah, but that's just housing and food. You still have like life.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, like some of your basic needs. If you have scholarships, your basic needs are. I can't speak to any of this. I never even went to one.
Most scholarships cover just your tuition, and then housing is this other cost.
So it's okay. So,
Yeah.
but there
it may
is
cover housing, but it may not.
right. But okay, got that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and food and what food plan you have.
Right, like for
That's another
athletes,
full
like there's
food plan.
collegiate and collegiate athletes, like football athletes that have gotten scholarships to go to school for football, but like he was just saying that because of the football's aggressive schedule, they don't have enough food money because they're like the football program requires them to eat like 5 times a day, but they can only afford to eat twice a day. So it's like I can't go live in housing. I'm gonna take the housing money, go live in my car, or go sleep on somebody else's floor just so that I can continue to do that. Because like I'd rather suffer for the next 3 years, make it to the NFL, where I hopefully will never have to worry about this again. Like again, this goes back to my thing of like short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. It's like this generation, everybody just wants to be comfortable right now, and it's like there is no quick way to do this. Because even if you were to get it now, if you don't have the right mentality, you're going to blow it.
Facts.
You absolutely will. Like now you've gotten all of it. You're like, oh my gosh, I got my big payday, but you didn't learn anything about business.
Yeah.
You don't learn anything about scalability. But now all you know is that my stomach is full. And then eventually your stomach will not be full again. So it's a big thing. Okay.
My unapologetic take for today is don't be afraid to be an anomaly. Be. Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh God.
He's looking in the mirror.
Yeah, as he should.
She's been mirroring me all this whole movie.
Well done.
She's been mirroring.
That's actually
But
pretty
yes, lean into being different, because the reality is, especially in everything we've talked about in the environment that we've been in, the environment is going to slow you down. So you have to be that difference. You have to be the change.
The
It,
accelerator.
it doesn't matter if your lecturer is like, oh my gosh, take that off. I don't want to see you wearing that. You know, what are you doing? Why are you so tired? Why are you so tired in my class? What were you doing? Why didn't you sleep? You should be sleeping for 8 hours. And I'm like,
But then
the
you
most I sleep is 3 hours, ma'am. Please shh.
Yeah,
Stop.
Please.
Please.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a problem.
It's almost like you want to walk up to them and just put your finger against their lips.
Like,
Listen.
I have things to do.
I am working.
Just because you knock off and you go home and you have fun and do all the things doesn't mean I do.
Yeah, next time
I
just
have
tell them
things
to
to
their
do.
face.
Yes, I'm
you
going
hold,
to.
You hold yourself to a
I
higher
have
caliber.
started right now.
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly.
This is part of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hold yourself.
Sleepy, you were asleep for half of this thing. Do you remember the conversation?
Yes, I do. And adding more onto all of you said, hers was be an anomaly. For me it would be a blank anomaly, right? Yeah, go to school to get taught and stuff, but don't be fixated on what you get taught there. Always be eager to learn more from other people.
Yeah, no, I think all these are good. Now, when do you want to do a take? You look like you're chopping out the bit to get a take in. Want to get a little
I have a
bit?
bit to take a take.
Yeah, you want to take a
Okay.
small bite of the bit?
Okay.
Is it?
It's a bit too much.
Just a bit.
It's been a bit better at other places, other times. But go ahead.
The education is out there. You just have to find it.
Wow.
Profound.
Dear Buddha, that was amazing.
An hour and 20 minutes, and we got all the gold in 1 second. So my thought process is
Put it
this.
back where you remember it at.
Yeah. Can we put it where I
Wasn't
remember?
it
It is. I think it's yeah.
Oh, you gotta break meltdown again.
Thank you.
We don't want that.
So my unapologetic take is, overall, you have to have something that relies outside of the structure that you're currently in, right? School can be a great foundation, specifically for those that are still seeking a certain level of direction. But once you have identified that which you're interested in, you have to go outside of where you already are to get more. Every institution can only offer you so much. It's about what you're doing when no one's watching, right? And if you're only practicing, if you're only applying that which you're learning when it's time to do it, you'll never be successful. There's people right now while you're sleeping that are working to take the job that you don't even know that you have an opportunity to get.
Yep.
And we do look at certain places, like if you look at in Asia or in Russia, Russia, very, very well known for their ballet. They're ballerinas, right?
Yeah,
They're
Russian
dancers, right? China, very, very well known for their piano players, their orchestras, their music.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day when I was training for opera, you would hear the most phenomenal, profoundly talented Russian artists, and this, that, and the third, and we have a lot of them as well. But it was like, what was the difference? And it was like, it's this or they freeze. It's like this or they're in poverty. It was like their families. It's an interesting story where Djokovic, right, is the tennis player. I think he was saying that when he was like 6 or 7, I think he said this in an interview, where his dad went and took money from the mob so that he could get tennis lessons, because he believed so much that no, you're special. And he took money from the mob so that his son could go and take this. And now, obviously, look at what he's probably will go down as the greatest tennis player of all time.
Yeah.
At least, like, bare minimum, he will never be lower than 2. I don't know that there's anyone that's going to hit 1. He's that. But I think that that's the great divide. When you need this as bad as you need oxygen, that's when you're on the right path. But if you realize that you can breathe and swim and relax fine, whether you're doing this or without doing it, chances are you probably should find something else to do.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. And I say that not to be a downer, but to say that we just identified even in this podcast that it's like going to be less than 1% if you're in the acting field that are going to make it in having any type of sustainable career.
Yeah.
And so those are the people that are like, I need this like I need air. This is my oxygen. This is my oxygen mask. Yeah? All right. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, this is Dan and Richards, the Unapologetic Podcast. We're here to force, destroy, and kill. Where you look at the business of entertainment, everything and beyond. And don't forget, go Opulent.
Go global.